What's up, everyone? It's Dark Kitty here, and today I will be reading Chapter 2 of the Crash Bandicoot fanfiction that I wrote called Cursed. I finally got done with another chapter. So yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoy this chapter, and let's get started, shall we? Natalie sniffed the air, trying to find out where the crystals were. She had the instincts of a cat, since she was part cat and all. She was always made fun of at school for that, but she didn't seem to care. She would just ignore them and walk away, as she always did. Rusty saw a purple crystal in the distance. The only problem was that it was in Crash Bandicoot's hands. That was the same crystal he stole from Natalie, or at least they thought it was. He had 5 other crystals by his side, lying on the ground. He was asleep. No one else was in sight. They approached the Bandicoot slowly. Rusty took the crystal out of the Bandicoot's hands while Natalie took the other 5. It had seemed so easy until Crash woke up, that is. He jumped up and spun attacking Natalie, making her drop all the crystals. He did the same to Rusty, but he didn't let go of his crystal. He still held on to it. He wouldn't give it up. Crash wouldn't either. He finally gave up when Rusty attacked him with his weapon, which wasn't really a weapon at all. It was a kitchen accessory used for chopping up meat. "At least we held on to one of them, right?" said Natalie. "Right," said Rusty. "You still sure you want to do this, kid?" "Of course. This is getting fun, although it's kind of tricky collecting all these crystals." "It always is. We've already gotten all the white crystals. That was before you were born, but that's in the past. Let's just focus on getting the purple crystals." While they were walking, Natalie decided to ask a question that she may or may not have regretted asking. "Hey, Rusty," she said, "what did you mean when you said you collected the white crystals before I was born? How come you never told me about them?" "Your parents didn't want you wandering off somewhere to try to find any more crystals," Rusty said. "But here we are. To tell the truth, it was mostly your mother that was worried about your curiosity." "That's not surprising coming from her, but like I always say, I'm just like my dad. Mom says that might be a bad thing." "It's not all that bad, Natalie. That just means you're smarter than most. Take your dad, for instance. He was the smartest kid in school when he was your age." "So, you went to school too?" "No, I was created after Cortex, Engine, Embryo, and Entropy and Ageline graduated school." "So my mom went to school as well? I thought you might have been created." "She wasn't, but we other animals were. We were mutated and now have different characteristics. Anyway, how about we go search for the rest of the crystals?" "Sounds good to me. How many crystals are there, though?" 25 to be exact. "You sure you still want to collect them?" "I'm positive. Let's keep searching. I can't wait to get those crystals." Rusty smiled at Natalie's enthusiasm. It was surprising how she still had energy searching for the crystals. They had collected 1, so they needed 24 more. Cortex would be happy if they gave him the crystals, if they even collected them, that is. Crash was seen in front of his house, playing with his pet polar bear named Polar. It was weird to see a polar bear on an island that had no snow on it, but that was common on Wampa Island. They were never seen on Insanity Island, though. Crash had 5 crystals in his pockets, making sure they didn't fall out. He did have a hole in his pants pocket, so they were likely to fall out. Natalie crept up on him and scared him. He jumped so high that he actually hung on a tree branch. The crystals fell out of his pockets, and Natalie collected them one by one, putting them in her own pockets. "Let's go before he decides to chase us, Rusty," said Natalie. "How many more crystals do we have to get now?" 19, I do believe." "Uh-oh. What's wrong?" She turned around to see Crash jump towards her, making her fall to the ground. "You are not getting those crystals, Bandicoot," Rusty said. He knocked him off of Natalie. Luckily, he hadn't snatched any of the crystals out of her pockets. Natalie sprang back up. She would have attacked him if she weren't carrying the crystals. She was afraid they would fall out. She didn't want that to happen, especially now that they already had 6 crystals. Rusty attacked Crash with his weapon, making a bloody slash on his right arm. He screamed and ran back into his house, as did Polar. "That's enough of that, I think," Rusty said. "Let's go search for the other crystals, Natalie. I still can't believe you made me agree to this." "You are the one babysitting me. You could have held me back. If you truly wanted to, you would have. Anyways, let's get those crystals." I am so excited for this." Natalie saw what she thought was another crystal in the distance. Unfortunately, it wasn't. When she saw what it was, she stepped back a few inches. She fell back when the thing's face was right in front of hers. The thing was completely purple. It had no pupils whatsoever. Its claws were as sharp as razors, and it had sharp teeth, a lot like a shark's. It tried to bite Natalie. When it saw that didn't work, it tried to claw her, which was a success. She now had 3 scratch marks across her stomach. She was bleeding a little bit, so much that she almost had trouble standing up. Rusty attacked the huge creature, making it bleed as well. It ran into the bushes, never to be seen again, hopefully. Rusty ran to Natalie and helped her stand up the rest of the way. "Are you all right, Natalie?" he asked. Then he saw the scratches on her stomach. "You are definitely not all right. How about we go back to the castle? We don't have to get those crystals. We'll put the others back and pretend like none of this happened." "Sounds good to me," Natalie stuttered. The claw marks hurt that much, so that she had a little trouble talking. They threw the crystals into the bushes and headed back towards the castle. They wanted to forget what had happened on Wumpa Island, but they knew they couldn't. That had been an incident they could never forget. Okay, guys, that's the end of Chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Please like and subscribe. I could not wait to finish this fanfiction.